we're not going to jump right into gameplay, because we're going to use the game as a backdrop as we talk and yap about some stuff. But I do might go live, actually. Okay. So basically my plan for Wednesdays going forwards is that I'm going to be jumping into games that have less than 200 follows on Twitch as their categories. It's going to help me narrow things down. Because it definitely gives me room to grow, and it also lets me find that niche that I'd been missing of games that are just so much fun. And that's why I started this, is to share games that people haven't heard of, because I can guarantee a lot of you won't have seen this. It's very Bastion-like, for those who are interested. Alright. But yeah, there's a lot that happens in this game that's interesting. I played like a couple hours just to test it, make sure everything worked. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's quite an important thing that we do. So that's the basis of it. Now, what I will say is I've had a lot of time to think, and I've had a lot of stories that I can share that I haven't. Because, truthfully, like, for example, did you know that a few years ago, back when, as I've mentioned previously, years ago, back in the midst of time, I worked as a magician. I was very casual with friends and stuff, because I had very British friendships, is the best way I can describe it, where we are awful to each other's faces, but it's like, no, only I can be that mean to my friends. And I'm aware that in some ways that shows. Sure. We know how the controls work. This might prove to be my undoing. My hubris, if you will. But forever I enjoyed the challenge, or so I claim. But yeah, I have been doing so much more, like, not professional voice work because I don't have a studio set up, or the piece because dogs. But I've been doing a lot more voice work for my side projects, which means I've been able to do voices in demos, or to give like a gravitas weight to NPCs that I've created for settings that people have asked for. And my god, are some of them popular. The most recent setting, and arguably the longest standing one, sailed onwards towards the city. With no paint and rain, the city was dominated, as much by authority as by the shadow of its people's past. The light began to feel the stirrings of despair. No matter where it went or what it saw, nothing seemed to be enough to fill the void within itself. Even the sky through which it traveled, full of beautiful stars, glistening galaxies, provided no comfort for our lone comet. In desperation, the light felt itself calling out, seeking answers, finding nothing, only silence in the heavens surrounding it. And in that moment, it knew the name of the ache within itself. Loneliness. That was the word that came to it as it floated down from, as it floated up from a deep well, tormented by this knowledge. The star dove down and down, out of the empty sky, seeking a cure for this emotional affliction. What the light desired was nothing alien or strange, but a simple wish for friends. Something longed for by many, me before it, and countless since. It's true. That's what most of us are here for, right? Is to feel that connection with people, those friendships, those bonds, those ties that drive, if you will. But anyway, I should avoid getting too deep. But yeah, that's the core driving force for the vast majority of people. They want to matter, and if you take that from them, you break your connection to them in a very special way. And so, with the stars full, a curtain rises on this tale of loneliness and friendship, desperation and love, despair and hope. Now, what I will say is this game does start a little bit slow, which is fine because I'm a little bit slow, as we've seen. Love the art style, though. Now you see why I said we're hopping into this game. Oh, well that seems very bad. Red mist is very seldom a good thing. Whatever it is, it appears to be advancing rapidly. So I believe the best plan for me is to retreat more rapidly. Alright, I'm going to be trying to do the voices as we go. Just remind me what voice... I might need to take a moment to remember what voices I'm giving characters to make them sound distinctly different. I'm gonna go fast. I'm late for a very important date. This is no time for Alice in Wonderland references. Get your head in the game. You just burn away from the ball. Ooh, that's a creepy sounding fog. No background music for me today. I want to enjoy the ambiance of the game, as it were. Ah, it's the lonesome ghost. Hello, you alright? Are you... Wait, what on earth here are you? I don't know. It's all so blurry. I don't know where I am. Or how I got here. Well, you are up and talking, so I suppose that's something. But are you translucent? That's quite peculiar. Are you maybe a ghost? I don't know. I don't remember anything before. Or just now, except... Inside the mist, I felt so alone. It was horrible. Pain. Fear. It hurt so badly, like I was being torn apart, scattered in all directions. But then I heard something. A voice? Your voice? It sounded like it was coming from somewhere else. Somewhere less painful, so I followed it. This is a bit forward, but since you fell from the sky... But there was something that fell from the sky and struck hit this area a few weeks back. It might have been you. But I beg your pardon. I'm Da Vinci. Inventor, scientist, and I must thank you for clearing that mist. Possibly saving both our lives. I don't know if it would kill, but that feeling might be worse than death. But you're welcome. I'm just glad I could help. The mist is closing in again. You need a name, but now's not the time for formalities. Can I just call you Ghost for now? I guess that's okay. Feels kind of reductive, but... Clearly not my best work, but there's no time. Let's hurry. We're not going to question the Temple of the Four Elements that we're in, huh? I think we need to get stronger before we can explore there more. Do, do, do. Oh no, we're about to be ambushed. Maybe. But yeah, anyway, going back to story time. So, I've got an open question for you guys. So I'm going to pop it in our chat and I'll pin it once I've done this combat. Which is some of the dumbest injuries you've ever had. Okay, cool. That wasn't too bad. That is the first combat, though. It's not supposed to be too difficult. Sparks, that was incredible, but what just happened? Okay. Yeah, I put in the question for now. For the next, let's say 30 minutes, because we can. If anybody wants to answer, they're welcome to. If they're not, if they don't want to, you don't have to. But for me, and this is gonna sound kind of silly. I think YouTube Studio is stuck a moment. Oh no, it's just my stream delay. That makes a bit more sense. So for me, the dumbest one that I can say I ever had, I'd accidentally set myself on fire while doing a magic trick. Not majorly, like it's not as bad as it sounds, but it was a very simple one that I hadn't practiced very much. You take a cotton swab, dunk it in like lighter, very little bit of lighter fluid. You set it alight, and then you make it look like you snatched a fireball directly out the fire directly from your lighter. You throw it in your mouth as if you're going to eat it. I missed my mouth, which is impressive because I have quite a large mouth, as anyone who knows me can say, especially if you've played id games against me. But the trouble is, I did miss, and it got caught in my beard. So I had some very minor burns from that. Unfortunately, we got it sorted nice and quickly, but it was still probably one of the dumbest ways I've ever injured myself. And if any of you feel like sharing your versions of those stories, I would look forward to hearing them. Okay, so we got to fight some more of these guys. We can do this. In with the combo. Hit with more combos. Yeah, it's easily one of the dumbest ways I've injured myself, for sure. Hey Freya, how you doing? Welcome in. Alright. But yeah, not my finest moment, I'll be honest, but as is so many things, I was a student at the time, and I was dumb and trying to impress somebody. So, you know, that's how many of our less than bright moments happen. Don't give up quite yet, good sir. My companion and I might be able to alleviate the danger somewhat. Excuse me if that isn't exactly an inspiring rush of confidence and goodwill, though in my heart. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm making an effort to make Wednesday about showcasing games that I think people will have missed. Hence why we're on Lonesome Guild. However, I believe if we will require some assistance, unless you would prefer to sit and await death rather than aid our endeavors. Alright. Let's get ourselves out of this mess. Mr. Fox joins the party. Okay, cool. everyone has. Oh, glad to hear it. Oh, I see. Yeah, thank you. There. Oh, there's nothing up here. I had to check for treasure. Okay. And onwards to the next one. And with that, we have Mr. Fox saved. Now the question is, what does the fox say? I never liked this forest much. That awful mist is something new. Indeed, these woods are certain full of... I've not played too far in yet, but I can completely believe it. It has a wonderful... It's got wonderful pacing to it. Ooh, my favorite game, that's a bit tricky. Probably... Most recently, what I would say is my favorite is probably Forever Skies. Or Brew. I haven't played enough of this yet to know whether this reaches my list of favorites, but the art style is definitely doing it a huge favor. Indeed, these woods are full of peril, especially with the miasma. It may be that our cooperation is key to our survival. Yeah. I'm not wild at the thought of company, but you got a point. I guess I owe you. Why, I wouldn't dare to imagine it on such grim transactional terms. I'm simply proposing an alliance to see us safely through the woods. But as for our companions, I'm Da Vinci, inventor, mechanic, and astronomer. Wow, I can't say that word apparently. Astronomer. Wow, I really struggled with that. And this is my new friend Ghost. Huh? I'll admit I wasn't paying attention back there, but what with our lives in danger. But you're kind of a strange thing, aren't you? Excuse me, I'm not a thing. I don't know exactly what I am, but please don't call me that. Fair enough. Sorry about that. You can call me Mr. Fox. That should do well enough for our purposes, even though you managed to help me out of my situation. I know Crinklewood pretty well, and you seem like you could use a guide. That would be marvelous. But what brought you here to begin with, may I ask? I was looking for treasure. Not that it would be fun to chat about our lives, but this is not exactly out of harm's way, is it? Ooh, Gears, you're quite right. Let's get moving. Okay. Alright, there we go. That should give us a clean finish on this guy. Journey up with Ghost is quite amazing, isn't it? Sure. Just stay out of my thoughts, please. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with a little mind reading between friends. Alright, we got 2 salads. If we need them. Okay. Alright, clean up on aisle here. Boom. But yeah, going back to my favorite game, probably Forever Skies overall. It's easily one of my favorite survival crafters, and I play a lot of survival crafters generally. I just like this to mix things up a bit because, you know, every once in a while you need something that's bright and colorful after you've been stuck in like a grim, dark post-apocalypse. And so these make for a nice treat as a way of breaking things up. An old fox tree. An old fox tree rest spot. Made for any wandering folk to be safe. Place put feet up. Pretty much all over it here. Terry. Oh, how thoughtful. I could honestly use a break. Hey, do you think it's safe for us to sit down here for a bit, Mr. Fox? Yeah, I don't see why not. You on board, Wisp? I'm betting you don't really need to rest. Things like rest, but us mortal suckers ain't so lucky. Sure, I'm happy to take a break whenever you need. I'll keep an eye out for more specific spots like this. Okay. We're gonna do our rest spot. Get our friendship points. My goodness, I can still feel myself tingling from that joining before the fight. Wait, truly a remarkable experience. It's interesting. Nice to be faster, hit harder, all that, but I'm not a big fan of feeling like a passenger in my head. I promise I'll never read your thoughts or anything. I don't even think I can. Being joined for me is more impulses. It's feeling impulses and echoing. Dear me, I'm sorry to have not asked earlier, but how are you, Ghost? You seem a little overwhelmed after our first battle. I can handle it. Thanks, but I think I did pretty well. It was tricky to learn how to interact with the physical world. Oh, so you're really new at this. But you adapted that quickly? That's impressive. Unfortunately, between the mist and those exiles roaming around, we need to use every advantage we've got, including that power of yours, Wisp. Right, I'll do my best. I hope that'll work. Of course it will, Ghost. Why, with your skills, my wits, Mr. Fox's swiftness, I'm certain we'll be unbeatable. Easy there, Bun. A little confidence is helpful. Too much and we end up in trouble. Keep your eyes open. I think we only got like 2 points there, if any. Da Vinci, I was thinking I still have no idea who I am, and it's, you know, uncomfortable. Oh my goodness, you're right. I'd completely forgotten. We've got to find out who you are. Let me think. This crisis. Not only must we find your lost identity, but the terrible mist is swiftly spreading throughout the forest. Someone must know how to stop it. That would be the hope. Alright. This is a crisis. Not only must we find your lost identity, but that terrible mist is spreading across the forest. Someone must know how to stop it. And who do you think would be able to help there, Bud? We're not exactly in a metropolis here. No big centers of learning around. Actually, I don't know that many people. Let me think. Noelis Ark. Last I heard, he was headed to Arcolarium. He must be there now. He's the wisest person in the world. He's got to know what to do. Hold it. You want to go and see the Herald. That means we have to go through this whole bloody forest. That's not the only way. There's Dremel Porta, a tunnel built with great skill by a friend of mine. That leads straight to the city. I know the tunnel bun, but the one running it isn't exactly welcoming to visitors. I beg your pardon, but I'm certain my friend will certainly give us safe passage. We'll be there in no time. I'm not fond of Noelis or his batty religion, but at least the city is a way better place than here. Alright, Bun, we'll try your idea. Very well, let's move on. I'm right. Yay! Off to the lovely town. I hope Noelis can help in the mist, and if he has time. I'm certain the Herald will be delighted to meet you. How could he not be? Let's shake our wings and get going. You don't have wings, you're a rabbit, weirdo. Also, I apologise for the lack of ad break warning. I don't get to see my own notifications from here. Oh, there's a chest there. How did I miss that one? Before we go on, let's check the map and make sure we know where we're going. So we go up, we go right, we loop round, and we get back to the rest point. Cool. But yeah, going back to what you asked about my favorite game. As I said, it's probably Forever Skies because it has a nice blend. Like, it does almost everything I wanted to. It gave me a lot of what I wanted from Subnautica, but you're under far less constant threat of just being murdered by a random thing for no real reason. Ow! God damn! Alright, need to remember to dodge those red flashes. They suck. But yeah, it's that or Wild Mender was a favorite of mine for a good long while. Again, it was very sort of cute looking survival crafter, which helped. It's starting to take our intrusion a little more personally. What do? We can't turn back, can we? Well, we slay them. Not exactly no one's advice, but I'll try my best. Okay, we also got to look for opportunities to strengthen each other. I probably shouldn't just stand there trying to tank the hits, but I thought he had less health than he did. Ooh, that fight got ugly. I gotta be careful going forwards then, I think. But I want those items, so we're gonna do it anyway. Mostly because I'm looking... Ooh. We found our first flower! Yay! Trophy time! Ooh, this is gonna get ugly. I mean, it's a little less ugly than it would be otherwise. Yeah, cool. That cleaned up nicely. Just a few of these where we have to not get hit. Let's see. +3 strength. Let's do more damage. Doing more damage feels like a good safe bet. Then we can look at saving our points after that. Ooh, what's up here? Stuff, hopefully. Yeah, we love getting free stuff. Oh, it gives RP if you give it as a gift. Permanently raises strength. Wow. We don't want to use those too early. I mean, they give an advantage early, but we don't want to. I don't want to waste it on the wrong character before I have access to all the characters, or at least most of them. I played one too many JRPGs where that has been a problem. Okay, we are lower than I would like to be. Yeah, mop up time. The upside of going this way is I get to run all the way through here. We get this. We open this. And we're back at the rest point, so we can have a nice rest and heal. Why do I feel like if I go this way, it's going to have all the enemies will have reset because we used the rest point? No, I'm not. I am wrong. Woohoo! Checkpoints don't reset enemies. Love to see it. It's not a chest I can open. Never mind. I tried. You always got to be looking for shinies. That's just like the law. Ooh, look, it's a lizard. What's this? Such a strange set. A bumblebum far from the sky? A fox tray with ice in his eyes, and beside me a unique wisp. I am Baba Siu, huntress of knowledge, explorer of language. Adventure is my pleasure, and a treat it is to meet you. Yes. Oh goodness, a famed scholar, or an adventurist. I'm Da Vinci. Scientist, tinkerer, and so on, and these are my companions, Mr. Fox and Ghost. A dangerous force and a hidden history, two compelling mysteries. But the blood of the mist, I can tell you this, it is concentrated loneliness. Dear me, loneliness. All the more reason to stop it from hurting someone. But how did emotion become, well, a deadly miasma? Of this I fear I have no knowledge to share. I do not have a clue, but Noelis may indeed help you. Of here and there he knows much. What brings you out to the middle of Crinklewood, Baba? This seems like an odd place for anyone to visit, even you. Indeed, the exiles seem in a foul mood. I refused their escort, and their retort was quite crude, to wreck my transport. Oh, thank you for the raid, Mask. How are you doing? How was your stream? Hey, Amber, how you doing? Welcome in, raiders. Indeed, the exiles seem in right, we've read that bit already. That is a great raid title. That is a wonderful raid phrase. I gotta respect it. But they were not too proud to disallow passage to my primary goal. Galliant Castle. It may be a ruin, but the ancient works of the library are quite lavish. Ooh, yeah, I can believe that. Mega Man X is a... I don't think I've ever beaten it. So you're a step ahead of me there. Alas, I can't grant you safe passage, but if you seek knowledge, perhaps we shall meet somewhere else. Yes, yes? To the castle I must go, and if you could, Bumblebun, Foxtray, wisp of air, beware of the wood and the mist, the loneliness, and take care. Why am I having so much trouble reading? Maybe I've been speaking too much today, and I just need to shut the hell up. Da Vinci, do you really think Noel's art can help? Okay. That's a good community name, to be fair. We're playing a nice, silly, colorful hack and slash adventurer here. Largely because using my old raid cool. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Oh, can't just go that way. That would have made life easier, wouldn't it? Oh. Fight time. Get shot. Nope. Hit with the double dodge. Get rid of the mooks. And get started on the... Ow. How dare. perished. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, the Masquerade sounds like a good name for your following group, your community, especially given, you know, the name you're going by. Just in case I need to retreat for any reason. I like being able to go back the way I came. Oh shit. That's a lot of guys. Get shot. Get sniped, idiot. Nope. Oh, I missed that completely. Ow. You didn't use your did you? You didn't give me his normal sign that he was going to attack, like that guy did. How rude. I mean, I still got hit, because I'm still getting used to the pacing on this. Yeah, get wrecked. I like how, you're on pizza run. That's fair. Thank you. So far it's a lot of fun. I play tested like a couple of hours before just so that I could make sure it worked for stream. And I do appreciate the lurk. I don't actually know where I'm running off to exploring at this point. I just am. But we got more flowers, so there's that. Oh, I've completed the loop. Cool. But yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, pizza run does sound like a good plan. Right. Okay. There's got to be something good in that chest. I need 2 levers to get there. I caught myself in a loop there. I said the same thing over and over again. But it's great. I'll be honest, like, a big selling point, at least for me with this game, was the art style. Unexpected adventure. Tie my ears, but it's been quite an adventure so far, hasn't it? Oh yeah, not only have we been fleeing for our lives from a terrifying, mysterious miasma, but also people want to kill us. What a party. Well, it hasn't been all bad. I mean, I've made both of your acquaintances, and I met a famous scholar and adventuress. Our new pal doesn't seem to have a lot of context getting in the way of their assessment. What do you think, Wisp? How do you feel the trip has been so far? There's been a lot to take in. It's interesting, but I'm trying to be more careful. And pay close attention to everyone. Surprisingly wise for someone who's been around less than a week. Seems you have a straight head on your shoulders. And you don't even have a body. Barks! I was just about to suggest being more open-minded, but I find myself shocked at your joke. Perhaps I should expect more unexpected things, but then they wouldn't be unexpected. Not exactly the way I thought you'd react, Bun, but if it gets you around to my way of thinking, I can deal with that. Well, regardless of the past, we have a bright future ahead of us. Soon we shall behold the bright banners and joyful townspeople of Arcalia. You keep saying that. Me, I'll believe we can go through the tunnel fort when we set foot on the other side. No sooner than that. Well, aren't you a downer? Da Vinci, thank you for taking me to Noah's Ark, but what are you going to do after you see him? Well, hopefully I'll have the opportunity to spend time with my good friend Ran and acquire some supplies for my project. Just one project? I thought you had at least 15 going on all at once. Didn't you introduce yourself as an inventor? Of course I do, but admittedly one stands out from the rest. A flying machine. Actually, I was going to ask about that. All bumblebuns I've met before had big fluffy wings. I'm guessing that isn't you. Sadly, no. I was born with less than optimal wings, we shall say. But the flying machine I am making is far more grand. I plan to soar high into the air and reach my beloved home of Alto Stratus, glorious city in the sky. Sparks, the moment my invention is ready, you and I shall embark on a voyage unlike any other. I'd be so happy to visit your hometown, Da Vinci. I think I'll sit that one out. Flying's never really been my thing, Bun, but hey, send me a postcard. And back to running around as a fox. Okay, so I've grabbed the treasure chest from down there, I think. But we'll check again in a minute. Oh, you have a side quest for me. What is your quest, Otterman? Friends. You are friends, yes? Surely you could help a poor, unfortunate merchant who had to toss aside their goods when waylaid by most awful bandits. I cannot confront these exiles myself, and they demand my goods be returned. But if you're so brave and kind to recover them, could you bring them back to me? I would hate for you to have to go empty-handed. Let's see what we can do. All right, we're off to adventure. We're off to kill some bandits. And we found a lever in the process. Pull the lever, Crunk. Okay, we can go back down there later. But now we have stuff to chase. I love how the rabbit walks as well, actually. Oh, geez. This is certainly a collection of grunts. Okay. Oh, shoot. I stayed still too long there. That's my bad. Dodged that one. I was sure I did. Oh, well, I must not have done. Okay, so combat's still a little bit tough, but we're getting there. It kind of reminds me of Bastion in the way the characters move. Ooh, I need to play Bastion again. That game is so much fun. Well, we got the lost goods back, so there is that. Now, before I turn in this quest, stuff. And maybe even things, but definitely stuff. Seashell ring. That sounds kind of cute. Wrong one. Raises strength. Raises magic. Raises HP. Alright. Yes, indeed. May the stars grant you blessings, friend, but here is my own gift to grant you. May it serve you well. Ooh, we got stuff. Did we get anything we can equip? No. Did anybody level up? We did get a level up. Ooh. Got a level up. He's at 4 relationship points. I need to spend something either way. What's down here? Magical... Scorching Hunt. Okay. Or... Let's lean into your magic. As much as I wanted the 10 bonus damage, I think this is the right way to go. No, actually, we'll buy the 10 bonus damage too, and then we'll worry about saving for stuff. We can heal before we move on. Back to the zoomies with the fluffy tails. But yeah, it's been a good adventure. You really thought you could trick me, huh? Well, you fools. You were wrong. Oh, we have to split up. That's going to be interesting. Oh, okay. That's not as bad of a puzzle as I thought it was going to be. Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be somewhere that we need like 4 people for or anything like that. Nope. More RP gifts. Oh, boss fight. It's a boss fight time. Ah, the fortified gateway. I previously mentioned my friends should be happy to help us through. Let's see if your friend still runs it. Hello, Rand, it's me, Da Vinci. Just like I heard, nobody gets through this passage. I doubt this friend of yours is going to bend the rule for us. Preposterous. He's a fellow inventor. Of course he would. Wisp, that door shouldn't be a problem for you. Think you can phase through and tell us what's on the other side? Alright, I'll try. Oh no! Going through feels so awful. I'm so alone here. Can't be alone, not again. It's full of miasma. I'm not sure what would have got us there anyhow. Perhaps I simply need to apply more forceful knocks. Bang, bang. Hello, Rand, are you there? See, I told you that would work. We should be at the city in no time. I don't know there, Bun. That sound was coming from behind us, not in front of us, and it didn't sound friendly to me. Whatever it is, it's almost here. Alright, let's fight it. Ooh. What is that thing? Sparks! That seems like one of my friend's creations. The Trummelling, but a giant one. But a giant one is new to me, and it sure is impressive. What a fantastic automaton! It's me, Da Vinci, I'm a friend of your creator. Is it friendly? I don't think so. Can you let us go? I don't know what's happening. They were never aggressive like this before. So glad we came. Clearly your friends think so highly of you that they set their best creation to smash us. I guess we try and work together. We might be able to get out of the situation. Alright. It's combat wrenching time. Okay. Oh, so ghost mode has the ghost has ultimate power. Okay, good to know. Okay. Wait for it, and there we go. Bash, bash, bash the robot. Ow. Okay. We're getting there. Right, we've almost got it. We've got to make the most of these emblazoned. We've almost got our super finisher. Nope. Boom. Let's do this. The power of ghost friendship compels you. Get nuked. Frost my ears. I had no idea ghosts had that kind of power, or whatever it is you are. I didn't know I could do that. How did that feel? I feel your presence, as if we were one being, and a really strong energy that I needed to use it. Well, I applaud your good judgment. And clearly, Mr. Fox, our skills work excellent when we're cornered. Do, do, do. Okay. I'd say I'd say what's most clear here is that regardless of whether your friend wants us there or not, we can't go through the Trommel Porter. Sparks. It appears we'll have to find a secondary route after all. Through the Gallant Castle? Alright. I guess we gotta fight our way there. And I still owe you, and it's not like I've got a better plan or anything to go back to. That fog suggests trouble ahead. Not exactly enthusiasm I'd hope for, but come on, let's take on Gallant Castle. I'm seeing nothing that's stopping our travel plans so far. Ooh, pretty. I like the way they've drawn the water for this one. By the only one, what a view. This vista is tremendous. It almost makes the danger of getting here all worth it. Yeah. Things like this give you a sense of how big the world really is. And we only see a fraction of it every day. It's new to me, but somehow familiar. I can feel all the memories that have been made here, grouped together. Yet this experience stands alone. Yes. Why, that's it. A group. Our little group has done so much. Why, we deserve a name. Something bigger than us each individually. A guild. What? A group of people practicing the same trade. We're all completely different in almost every single way. Yet we're all bound together by a goal to find what's causing the awful mist, loneliness, and stop it no matter what. That's our path. We are singular in our pursuit of defying the odds, and with all that in mind, I believe there's no choice but to call us the Lonesome Guild. Oh my god, they did it! They set the thing! They set the title! It's the title card! Oh my god! I'd say it doesn't even make sense, but being that this is from someone who named a ghost, I shouldn't be surprised. Sparks, I'm terribly sorry. I hadn't even thought to reevaluate your name now that we're out of danger. Do you have any ideas of what you prefer? I guess I kind of like how it is. I mean, Mr. Fox is obviously not his name, but it works, so why not Ghost for me? Splendid. It was fantastic to have that sorted. And the Lonesome Guild. Thank you for the lurk, Foxy. Hey, I never agreed to. You know what? Forget it. I'm not going to waste my time arguing with you dolts. Let's get moving. Thank you for the hydrate, Foxy. Indeed. Lovely as the scene is, we've got quite the journey ahead of us. The Lonesome Guild. Let's go. They're really Foxy. Okay, dirty joke for Foxy. Bear with me. These ones always draw me a blank because they don't like most of my dirty humor is reactive rather than jumping straight into jokes. So bear with me while I get my head back in gear. Um Do 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 do. Okay. Fine. Uh. Okay. So, there's two sperm swimming side by side. And they're having a conversation. One sperm turns around and goes, "You know, it seems like we're taking the scenic route. How far do you think until we get to the egg?" And the other sperm goes, I don't know. It might be a while. We've just passed the esophagus." Welcome to Gallant Castle. I'm the only one. Would you look at this place? Despite the wear and tear, the castle is in remarkable shape. Oh, there's a flower. Um, this only one you keep talking about. Well, only one is the supreme being of Etere, who watches over all its people, and Noella's Ark is their herald. Every 100 years or so, a chosen one is selected from the kin of Etere, and elevated to godhood to watch over or guide their people. They call the Ascension, but that's enough theology for now. Moving on. Let's hope the inside of the castle is as free of scorch marks as the outside. Scorch marks? Is that why it's abandoned? What happened here? A lot of grim events took place here, Wisp. You'll probably learn more than you want to as we pass through. Alright, let's grab another flower. Let's see let's see what flowers I've got and start using them. Permanently raises magic. Permanently raises attack. And we keep the spike bloom for if we need for when we need to look at upping someone's HP. Okay, cool. So we've made it to the next zone. We've completed an area. Yay! Love to see it. So previously we were talking about dumbest injuries that people had received, or had given themselves, but it wasn't a big talking point for a lot of folks. Which I understand. It's not necessary. Not everyone's comfortable admitting ways they've embarrassed themselves. Oh, I was hoping there'd be something up there. Was not to be, alas. So we will charge onwards. Ooh, can I read this? Gallant crowned. Gallant's noble form commemorating his majesty, accepted the crown and rose from knight to king. He was a penguin? I think he was a penguin. He might have been a fish. Glorium. I have no idea how that's actually pronounced. This game doesn't have voice acting, so I have to guess. Ooh, it's a wolf man. Who is this guy? Maybe he's dangerous. Let's hope not. Oh goodness, pardon us. We didn't mean to intrude. A Galemoid warrior? That's unusual. You folks working for the squatters here? That's stranger? No. I'm Spallum. The foes here attacked me a few times already, but I cannot stop my quest to reach the city. Oh, you're on a quest too? Yes. I seek my sister. She vanished from our village some time ago, and the trail has led me to our call. Sparks, we're on our way there as well. We were hoping to speak to Noella's Ark about this mist business and see if he can help our ghost friend here. The Herald is an Arcolian? I was one of the previous chosen. And would ask of him and ask him of the failed ascension. Perhaps he can tell me of where my sister is. Sadly, the door to the path is closed tight. Even with all my strength, I cannot budge it. Maybe there's a way around it. Let's have a look. I must remain here. I cannot risk missing my sister if she comes this way. But if I may aid with answers, ask me whatever you wish. Alright, let's get our talking through. Let's get the relaxation down. Onwards to glory! Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get it. Oh yeah. I'm in a weird mood today, I'll be honest with you. A good weird mood, I think. But a weird mood nonetheless. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Nope, I was going to say something else, and I've already lost my train of thought. We're off to a great start, as always. But yeah, this also kind of reminds me of... You can't even feel warmth. Why would you care about the fires, Wisp? It gives my friends warmth. I don't feel the warmth, sure, but you and Da Vinci do. I like that my companions are comfortable. What a thoughtful thing to say. I've always believed it quite noble to think of others. That or naive, and that's a bit odd for someone with no connections. Must our conversations always turn dark? Why don't we focus on our fortunate position? Halfway through Crinklewood, warm and safe. I take issue with the word safe, being that this is an enemy stronghold, but sure. Warm. It's nice to be warm for whatever reason. Argument resolved. That was easy. So what are you waiting? What do you think's waiting for us deep in these ruins? Excellent question. This is a relic of the great age of castles, after all. Incredible frescoes, intricate stonework. Not to mention a lot of security, probably based on knowledge of noble houses. A lot of big egos in that era. Fortunately, I'm somewhat of a scholar of the time period. And Curliquill nobility. Should a puzzle try to halt our progress? Well, any trivia of the great Curliquill houses will quickly fall to my intellect. So we're relying on a bumblebum being a big nerd to get us through this place. I'm okay with that, actually. Sure, why not? Why, thank you. I choose to take that as a compliment. Well, there is exactly one way we can go, so... Ah, it's one of those rumored puzzles. Not sure, but I have a favor to ask you if you hang around here. Oh, really? Do you think they'd want to detail their maintenance techniques? What I mean is, if we stay here too long, enemies will show up and try to kill us. Then it's definitely time to put our heads together and make sense of this puzzle. Oh, okay. This seems like a fairly straightforward puzzle so far, if you ask me. That was a nice puzzle. Nice and simple, didn't take any real brain power. Love to see it. What does the plaque say? This fresco depicts the sacred symbols of the four spirits: air, earth, fire, water, each representing their role as the first deities of a tier, who shaped all its kit. Okay, cool. Oh, we get to fight some more exiles now. I don't like the bow people, they're concerning. Bonk. Hit him with the hammer. Okay, this is surprisingly a surprisingly helpful map, actually, now that I say that out loud. Founder's Feast. Always good to find more food. Okay, is there anything else? Ooh, there's treasure chest. More stuff. Day of the Ways. Interesting items. Nice. Darkfall Cuff. Castle Sparring Ground. Okay, cool. So this is the sparring grounds. Let's see what boss fight we get. Ooh, I don't like this thing. I feel like it's going to be difficult to fight. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm quite fortunate because I've been listening to some other streamers yap about what they have going on. I'm quite fortunate that I don't have any major like conditions that are requiring to see regular doctors and like see doctors as regularly and stuff. It's quite nice. I don't trust that this thing isn't going to try and mess with us. So let's pick off the chaff. And get ready for the boss fight. Another one down. Yeah. We've almost got our limit break. Hopefully we'll have it by the time we get attacked by that green fish thing. Yeah, actually they kind of do. Not gonna lie, they've kept the castle in pretty good state, all things told. That's a lot of work for a single flower. How dare? How dare you? No, we don't want to leave the room yet because there's stuff to be had. We're not done adventuring. I had to check because there's all kinds of stuff hidden in these leaves. Okay. Right. Oh, okay, that's a pain in the rear. All that for one chest. Of course all that for one chest. This is how puzzles work. They gotta teach you how to do the puzzles. Ooh, a citrine eyepiece. That's gotta be crit chance, right? Yeah, crit chance. Oh, there's another puzzle. Miss Q, it's good to see you. You too. I suspected that I would, but I gather this was an unexpected path, and you would rather have gone elsewhere. Well, you're certainly not wrong. Bun here tried to get us through that protected passage, but his friend didn't seem to want to let us in. We're hoping to make it through to Acalarium still, but the gate leading out is locked. Okay. You seek a key, a daunting mystery, but I'm sure you'll find one. Maybe. Alright. You see the key at Daunting Mystery, but it'll present itself. Excuse me, miss. But what is the light behind you? Wherever I turn, it feels like it's trying to get my attention. A light? Unless I'm mistaken, that's an unlit brazier. A light draws the spirits. Fascinating. Why don't... I say, let's find out why it burns so bright that it can't be denied. A capital idea. Let's investigate, Ghost. Thus I will be at your disposal should you require physical labors. I suspect it may be connected to the spirits themselves. Ooh, okay. Does that mean I'm connected to them too? Ah, we all are, dear. We are all their creations, but this is a skill newly found, yes? May you discover more uses for it as you travel around. Okay, so that's water and air. Okay. Wait, no, that's air and then water, right? Yeah, so air is the very end one. Then we have water here, and we need to figure out what the last two are. I could brute force it, but that feels like it'd be a waste of everybody's time. Nope, that painting down there doesn't help. Going up there doesn't help. We're looking for more murals. Oh, shoot. This isn't the room I meant to go to, but I will happily accept more treasure. Okay. More ways to go. Let's back to exploring. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Gotta make it through the puzzle. But yeah, I like the metaphor and the way this game tells its story. Alright, that's the pictures down there. I got excited for a moment there. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Earth and fire. Da 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 da! We figured out a door. I like the pacing and everything seems good so far. Also, just it's a bit of a heavy-handed metaphor, with the miasma being loneliness and making everybody feel miserable. Don't get me wrong, it's it's a good metaphor because it is like when you are feeling that way, it can be just sort of a clawing and choking feeling. So having loneliness represented by a miasma, whilst a little bit on the nose, is still good storytelling. Okay. Another one down. Another one's gone. Another one bites dust. I hope you don't think I'm going to let that slide. Heal us both. Down we go. Another one down. Bonk, 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 bonk. Dodge. Okay, so we've used both our support skills. Bang! Get wasted. That happened quick. How many points we got? 2 points on the bunny. So we need one more to get a weapon skill upgrade. So we'll save the bunny's points for now. The views in the background are phenomenal. But yeah, going back to the writing style, it does a very good job of being accessible without being condescending. As I said, are the metaphors a little bit heavy-handed? Yes, absolutely. Is it the end of the world? No, not really. I would love some voice acting for this game. Well, that certainly has been quite the unique adventure. Dangerous fights amongst ancient architecture. How thrilling! I prefer my adventures a little more sedate, but it has been interesting. It has been an interesting trek so far. How have you been, Wisp? Me? Well, something about the paintings in the castle makes me feel strange. It's hard to describe. Ooh, most interesting. I suggest you delve into those feelings. It might provide some clues to your true identity. They're familiar somehow. A sense of serenity and peace. Not unusual. If you are someone with a strong faith in the only one. Okay, let's dive a little bit further in. Or it's comfort like a bedtime story or stuffed animal. You know, as an adult it's all fake, but you cling to it as a last resort. I think your takes have been rather dark, Mr. Fox. You seem determined to turn Ghost Town into a tragic one. Well, just calling it like I see it, and, you know, he is a ghost. Yeah, it's all speculation anyway. Don't mean to cause a fuss, it's all jumbled. If things become clearer, I'll let you both know, I promise. Okay. The place certainly has a lot of security. It seems like it was attacked a lot, but by who? The Phalacants, another of the kin of Atir. Large bodies, wide ears, lantern-like protrusions from their foreheads. They dwell in the heart-struck plains, and a long-time foe of the Curliquills, especially during the Age of Castles, and they're also more than a little aggressive, very short-tempered, and let's hope we don't run into any. It's not likely to end well. Why did the Phalacants hate the Curliquills so much? Sparks and stars, that's quite the inquiry there. It started in, short version, generations of bad blood. Curliquills built into Phalacant territory. Phalacant raided curlicle settlements, and so on. I suppose that does hit the high points, but at the cost of so much nuance. Does it matter who's right if they're constantly picking fights? Alright, we got our limit break for when we have a truly terrible fight. Oh. He's at 1 point. I need 3 more levels before I can get my next, before we get our next upgrade. Let's go down and see what's going down here. We can always double back if we get lost in checking the map room. Ooh, Shield Blossom. That's going to up defense. That one at least is obvious what it does. Okay. Oops. That was wrong with me. Go back to that for the first one. Hark hail the chosen ones, the only one for each kin selected. The first champion by the herald is collected. Okay. So right. What do we know is this? So we don't know what the second symbol. So the first symbol is there. The second symbol is hidden in the picture. In plain... Oh, this is cool. They've hidden some of these in plain sight. That's very cool. I don't like it, but it is what it is. That should be correct. Unless I'm supposed to read this backwards. Oh, the order. Okay. Hark hail, the only one for each kin is selected. The first champion by the herald is collected. So the star is the second one, is the first one. Witness their procession. Okay. So star. Oh, okay, so the murals are out of order, which is weird. That's their procession. Right, hold on. The first champion by herald is collected. We've got that one. The group of champions travels. That is that one. Gathered around the eye of the only one. That is that one. No, that's that one. Okay, so this goes back to being the flame. Keep you bound to DNA, it's a disgrace. Okay, and then we want the water symbol there, and that should open the door. I didn't read the script. That was my bad. I should have read the script before trying to do the puzzle. That'll teach you. That'll learn me. You gotta read script. You gotta read the script before you do the puzzle. Okay. This is the game I had planned to play Thursday, but I also couldn't wait to actually play it, so here we are. Okay, out. Ow. That was dumb of me. Wow. This combat is a lot closer than I'd like it to be. Yeah, that was... Ooh, boy, that was a drama, if ever I've seen it. Sure. What's the difference between all party members and... Sure. That was a robust challenge, shall we say. At least we got another Founder's Feast. The hall was commissioned to King Otto Bon Button to celebrate our victory over the Felicanth. Of course it was. Feels kind of rude, but... Okay. I can already tell this is going to be a pain in the rear. Okay, that's less bad than I thought it was going to be. That makes sense now, I guess. I also quite like running around as the fox. He feels faster than the rabbit. And this should hopefully be the key that we need. Looks like a necklace of some kind. It's really beautiful. Not a bad piece, this. You could get a good price for it for the right buyer. Sailor Mohair had a particular love for jewelry when I was last in the city. Let's talk to him when we get there. Are you really going to tell me all this was for a frickin' side quest? How dare? How dare you? Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Betrayal is real. I feel like this is the right place. Because we had to do a puzzle to get through this door. And like, there's a lot of other stuff. Is there anything hidden in here? No. Not that I can see. Maybe down this way? No. What about down this way? Aha! A path, you say? Ah, look, it's the Felicanth and Theraquil War. How dare they battle it out like that against one another? What's all this, a big battle? Indeed, the rout of the Khan, the final fight, the war between the Felicanth hordes and the Theraquil forces, thus cementing King Galleon's reign. Now, that's written like a very biased historian. You can tell in the language choice because you see the words hordes and forces. Until the aforementioned raid upon this castle, I mean, that was admittedly the real final battle for that era. So Cyrillicus built a lot of fortifications, some in Felicanth lands. The Khan didn't like that, and thought he could overrun them with sheer force. But even their numbers couldn't stand up to one battle strategy. It was pretty much a slaughter. But it looks so noble and pretty in these paintings. Pretty things can hide some vile truths, Wisps, and that's the sad reality of the world. Let's keep moving. Oh, I thought that might have been a secret door. Felicanths were routed. At least that's what the murals want us to think. Okay, so I have to find my way around to that room. Oh, we need 3 people for that one. I will have to come back when we found our third member for the Lonesome Guild. Who could it be? Maybe it would be a cat person, or one of the Seroquils. Do 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 do. Stars in the gyres, the throne room sat here for generations of kings and queens. The royal house Bonbutton. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh. I thought someone might have been streaming it, but it doesn't seem like I can see any of my friends streaming. So that's one less thing I have to lurk in. What's that? Is that something glittering by the throne? Yeah, now a bunch of jerks probably uses a lounge chair. Come on, let's hurry up and take a look. The others don't seem to see whatever it is, but something about it is calling to me. Maybe it gives our wisp friend a remember. Remember who you are, Simba. This land has long been in mourning. There once stood grand castles, bustling villages. It is now only ruin and bracken. Silence and the slow fall of leaves. In my mind I hear the agony of Crinklewood, the voices of my ancestors. They point at me as inheritor of the Bonbutton title, the line of kings. They demand I don that lost and broken crown. Here within the walls of Gallant Castle, this ruin, we have fought to reclaim memories of that glory that once shone brightly, but as it does, so too do shadows of our enemies lengthen. It is my duty to ensure they remain that way. Shadows. Ancient forefather, Gallant the brave, knight, king, and ascended one, I call you to guide me, to pave my path as you once did for your people. Under your illustrious banner, may I be worthy to raise these castles again and fill these dying forests with the sound of life and laughter. Make me one who is fit to banish the deafening silence. It is now my hour to make a difference. Sparks, Ghost, are you quite alright? You look a bit out of sorts. It's alright. I don't really know what I saw. It felt like a memory, only I know it wasn't mine. Her theories that particularly strong recollections can leave like an emotional echo. A psionic residue, if you will. Just calling it a memory is less confusing, Bon. Why don't we stick with that? You can actually see those things, wisps, memories, psionic, whatever. It seems like they could be helpful. Unsettling, but helpful. Thanks? I wish I could see them too, so I feel less strange, but I'll try to keep an eye out for them. Purple heart bracelet. Well, I can only really go this way, because the other way I would go is blocked by the fact that we don't have a third physical character. Oh no. Boss fight time. Bang. Hit him with the Bankai. Bang. And the dirt is gone. Oh, wait, they have magical resistance. I'm a fool. Ow. I was sure I was out of range of that. My bad. Okay. Bonk. Got to hit with the ban hammer. Get that shit out of here. Next time you run into a person who made these things, Bun, tell him I hate... Next time you see a friend who made those things, tell him I hate them. On that topic, how come these things aren't recognizing you, Da Vinci? Your friend should... Wouldn't your friend show them what you look like? Honestly, I must confess, I don't know. I've never come across trommelings of this kind before. The ones I traded with were much smaller. And, truth be told, I've never actually met my friend Rand in person either. Are you... Of course you're not joking. I don't know why I should be surprised. Rand and I are still quite close. We correspond via letters many times. The trommelings even acted as couriers. Although I have no idea why they'd be here. Though it does make me more concerned that Rand might be in some sort of trouble. I guess that means we should hurry up and find out. Wisp's got the right idea, kid. Let's keep moving. Oh geez, I need to use an item. Largely because I don't trust there not to be another fight before we get a rest point. Okay, so that's the way it wants me to go. Okay, there's nothing up there. And we charge. Running through it all. Okay. Oh no. Not the mysterious fish thing. Not the green mohawk. Okay. Oh, so this might be our new friend. The perplexing trio. You've conquered the trials of this place, both puzzle and in combat. Intriguing. Let me guess, you're the leader of the ones who's been harassing us. Indeed. I am Torvido, heir to Houseborn Button, and my cohorts and I are the owners of this castle and all land surrounding it. That you have reached this place despite such resistance makes you a worthy foe for my troops, and perhaps even myself. I beg your pardon, Mr. Bonbon, sir, but what exactly do you mean by... a key. And what is this? And this is what? Bait? Not at all. It's a reward and an invitation. This key opens up the castle beyond the gate, which lies in the upper reaches of Crinklewood, and beyond that, the main city. Will you answer my challenge, travelers, or turn tail and run? Await your decision. I hope I won't be disappointed. Guy's a ninja. If Bumblebun's being brave, I'm sure as heck not going to drop out. Well then, let's go. It's not going to be a picnic from here on, but I guess I signed myself up for this mess. Let's get going. Well, we have the key for the big door. You return? Have you found that which we will seek? Indeed, his key. I am puzzled. This enemy leader simply gave you means to exit this place? Yeah. Said we qualified as a challenge for him and his people, and he'll be waiting in the forest just beyond. So that'll be fun. I see. I must regret I cannot join you to teach him a lesson. My quest demands urgency, and I cannot compromise. That's all right, Sap Allen. I'm just glad we get to make our way through. Indeed. I will prepare to depart when you open the gate. So we found our first point that we have to backtrack to. Because, basically we saw a tower that requires 3 people and we only have 2. Because the ghost can't interact with anything physical. But we're now in Upper Crinklewood, ladies and gentlefolk. Reminds me, I'm that much closer to my goal. Thank you for helping me continue my quest. Here we part ways. The path is dangerous, and the speed I travel is not one many can match. I wish you luck in your journeys. Goodbye, Spallan. I hope you find your sister. We are doing our best to voice the characters as we go, but we'll see how things turn out. Okay. I'm on my melon again. Okay. Spark, he certainly wasn't exaggerating about his speed. Well, we shouldn't be taking our time here either. The faster we get out of these cursed woods, the better. Please, I'm in trouble. I need to find some more important items as soon as possible. Master Torvido is punishing me for it. I need your help to get it done. There's some ancient crests lost. If you find them for me, I swear I'll reward you. Alright, we'll see what we can do. Sure, why not? We're looking for ancient crests, which should probably be in treasure chests. Okay, there's a bunch of ways this could be. So let's go this way first. Because we can always double back and heal if things get too strong. I don't think he's going to stay an enemy. I think this is going to be one of those characters. This is going to be the character you recruit by beating him up and proving that you're a worthy ally. Well, that's one ancient crest. How many ancient crests do I need for my quest? 3. So there's two more crests for me to be looking for. Well, that's entirely too much red mist for my taste. Alright, more push and releases. Okay, now I know why there's only one. Okay. Really? All that for an otherwise invisible chest? Onwards! Found that lever. Hidden lever! And this hidden lever. Which gets us more treasure! Gotta gather all the stuff we can, after all. Anything less than that is just gonna cause us a bunch of issues. Alright, that's our second ancient crest. We've got one more to find, and then we're done on our quest. The quest requires one more crest. Right, let's head back down and see if I can track where we are, because I am a little bit lost. I am unfortunately having to admit. Oh, jeez. Okay, bonk, 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 dodge, bonk. No, you don't get to keep hitting us like that. I hit it like this. Bonk. Oh yeah, we need to use the support for the healing. Ow. How dare you attack us mid-healing animation, you jerks. How dare. The sheer audacity. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Okay. So I feel like the last one I need is going to be up those stairs. You the last crest I need? You are. Wonderful. Let's get that turned in. Alright, more treasure. And... okay, that sounds about right. Okay. I don't believe it. I would never imagine an outsider would be able to find them. Can't offer much other than this. My piece of thanks. My piece of my thanks. Okay. Gallant Barrow, complex mechanism. I'll take the extra RP points for sure. No, not Founder's Feast. Okay, I don't have anything. Oh, it's just a thing. Oh, okay, so these are just like... oh, it's equipment. Zoom it, zoom! Up we go. No? Alright, we have to go this way instead then. Do 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 do. Yeah, I don't want to go through the death gate, thank you very kindly. Thank you very glad. We'll pass on going directly through the death gate. I know they're going to be waiting for me in the ruins, so we're not going to leave without fighting him, because that would be rude.
Yeah, we'll go, and if you don't get hurt, that means it's safe. Let's go!
All right. Oh, thank you for the blurb, Captain Eagle. How are you doing? It's been a while. How are you doing, man? I'm so glad I managed to get blurb fixed for you. I was trying to figure out where that was from. Do 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 do. Bonk.
Granny took out her teeth and gave me that no denture adventure. No denture adventure.
That was a good one. But yeah, it's nice to see you back here, and I'm glad that we can go back to trolling. Thank you so much for the bits, Captain Eagle. Do. Oh. Yeah, I know where I am now. But let's heal as best we can, and then we'll go do the boss fight that we've been putting off. I think it's an optional fight, but I don't know for sure. What do you mean, why is the internet the way it is? Oh, I don't have the key for the training camp. Do you mean the No Denture Adventure song in general? Oh, yeah, the Pragmatica hate is the dumbest thing I have seen in a while. Like, how dare you make a game that people enjoy for the simple pleasure of, you know, feeling needed a game that gives that sense of feeling needed and actually, you know, incites people wanting to be protective. I gotta agree with you there, Bun, but I don't think we'll have time for that. Never mind. This is strange. Like some kind of echo, like dip back in the throne of the castle. Oh dear, that's certainly something. Just a guess here, but this doesn't seem like a real grave to me. What's the name on the tombstone? Ranfiero. A name or some punk thinking of scrolling graffiti makes them cool. Well, as interesting as it may be, it's a delay on our trip. We should get back to the path at hand. But yeah, the whole Pragmatica drama is crazy. Wait, seriously? Another one of those games? Another one where they're like, assets were made with AI, and people believed it with no context. Oh, of course they did. It's the internet. That being said, context doesn't always necessarily save it. But in this case, I think it should. Yeah, that's fair. That was a weird shift in music from the game here. Never again would I be useless. Never again would I stand by doing nothing, wait for the storm to end. As I trained, I realized I wasn't any more of an exile than I was a surly quill. Exactly. I mean, there was also that other guy who tried to complain that they changed Diana's outfit and just like completely outed himself. Like it was the biggest self-report I've ever seen, where the guy was like, well, they've censored her outfit. Previously she had sprats, and now she's got, and now they've got just a grey mesh where you can't see it. So it's like, well, my guy, she's an android that's supposed to look like a 6-year-old child. Why do you want to be able to see stuff? What are you doing here? Me? I came to punish those idiots, but I can't. I never learned how to fight. Not like my boy. My son said he wanted more, to learn how to fight back against those that raided our village, and ran off to try and join the exiles over there. I've been angry, but when he limped back home seeing how badly they beat him, they were testing his toughness. That tore it. Bad enough those jerks howl about their great traditions and hassle folks passing through, but they treat their own recruits like garbage. I want to teach those punks a lesson about abusing folks. We just want to protect people. Here's a key to their hideout. I'd be grateful if you could help. Okay, cool. Sure, I'm happy to assist in beating up some random exiles for being jerks. But yeah, it's a big thing with what's wrong with the internet and the wider media in general, is the idea that like males can actually be protectors or providers is somehow wrong. And you know, it's a thing that's happened increasingly, and it crept in so slow at first most people probably didn't notice it. But I mean, that makes sense. But sadly, people like to take stuff out. People want their sound bites. It's no different than how, like, lazy TV journalists have been over the decades. It's just easier now. Nope, not getting hit by that. Shoot him! Got him. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's it. People want their likes. People want that dopamine hit. They want to be in their echo chambers. And it sucks, dude. It does. But unfortunately, that's the way the way things are at the moment. Hopefully that'll change, but the only way you can do that is by creating places, other places for people to go. Please, travelers, canst thou aid me? What an interesting development. Sparks, is that Nolus? Herald, sir? What in the name of the Holy One are you doing in a place like this? Please, my child, tell all thou would tell. I should tell all if thou would free me. Alright, sure, we'll let him out. Thanks be to thee, champions of the Only One. What? Champions? Plural? As in myself and Mr. Fox here? My goodness, what tremendously lucky thing we met. How did you know, Sir Harold? I require a moment's rest first. It is a long explanation, and... A spirit? Strange that thou would travel in such company. Please, Harold, we're travelling into the city. I was hoping you could help me recover my memory, or at least tell me how I can. Peace be with thee, spirit. I need help. I investigate rumors of strange crimson mist and then I was detained by the exiles. Their leader was one of the former champions. He asked me about the failed ascension, but rejected my answers and challenged me to single combat. Some new corruption has taken hold of him. And even though the Only One's strength is great in me, I lost and was imprisoned till you saved me. Yeah. There's been a whole lot of drama around a bunch of these games. I am looking forward to Subnautica 2 now that Crafton are mostly out of the picture, if not completely. That's not great news. Please, thou must halt his mad crusade for answers. Thou art also chosen. Thy skill should be enough to stop him. What about you, Harold? We can't just leave you here. Yeah, I don't think GTA 6 is going to drop this year. I think they would have started the hype train by now that it was coming this year. I think it's going to be delayed until probably mid next year. Not that we need extra pressure, but the Herald's got a point. Let's check talent and take the spiky tyrant down. Nope, can't go that way. What about this way? That way we can, though. Okay. I think there should be a rest point up ahead, because we just had a mini boss fight. I say mini boss fight. That thing had boss health bars. I'm not so sure about Power Wash. I did hear that the Wolverine game might be dropping this year, which looks like that would be fun. Guess those idiots can't let go of the past. Most of them protecting the city is just an afterthought. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing Subnautica 2 because it'll have a multiplayer that's actually, you know, designed to be part of the game. That's fair. That's not really my style of thing either, but I would love to. I might look at picking it up to play through the story, even if the gameplay's not necessarily my style. I think I'd have to wait for a bit of a price drop first, because I'm being a bit pickier about where I'm spending my money at the moment. I believe actions. He's alright, not that I acted. It because I was scared or brave. I agree. Okay. That's... Whether or not they have a good heart is deluded. These guys have it in for us. We're not out the woods yet. That's very true. We're literally still traversing the woods. But yeah, I'm going to be looking to going back to stream more often. I'm going to be sticking to more or less the same time I was before. It's going to be about 8:30, and then we'll be doing Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Wednesdays if I feel like it. Ooh, that's a good point. I mean, Everything or Nothing was okay. Actually, I think Nightfire came after that. Never mind. I hope it's like, for lack of a better way of putting it, the fun bond, because the last, like, I feel like the franchise has been taking itself too seriously, and is like, it's worried because of how well it was parodied by Austin Powers, but like the franchise is taking itself too seriously, and it's just stopped forgetting that it's supposed to be fun. At least with the last couple of movies. Right, so we're fully healed. There was the training camp. And I guess we're just going directly ahead to fight whatever is up here. Let's go fight the spiky tyrant, as they said it. Oh, here he is. With his mohawk shark fin. For some fucking reason. Alright, that was a cool entrance, I'll give you that. Alright, I'll give you that. That entrance was sick. Ah, you actually made it here. I know my troops can't have taken it easy on you. No, they were pushovers, especially the one guarding Noelis. Thought you'd be able to squeeze answers out of the Herald. I had no idea. Because I need answers. I was supposed to ascend, guide my people back to glory, but something went wrong. I need to know what. There's so much more at stake here. There's a dangerous mist spreading through Crinklewood, and we need to stop it. That matter does not concern me at the moment. For now, I must face you down, interlopers, who would invade the sanctity of my people's homeland. I, Torben von Donald von Button, son of Corduroy, heir to the throne of Sir Quillis, I will vanquish you with my people's wrath. Okay, you say so. Hi there. Nope. Attack 1, attack 2, bonk, 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 bonk. Chase him, dodge down. Attack 1, attack 2, bonk, bonk, heavy bonk, dodge. Wow, his rhythm is something alright, that's for sure. Well, I think the problem the movies with him had, amongst the other bits of Backlash, is that, like, you have to remember this was also the era when the Austin Powers films were, like, massively in the public conscious, right? And you can only get parodied so hard before you have to make changes. I also, like, I quite enjoyed the Brosnan films. Like, were they a bit silly? Were they a bit goofy? Absolutely, but they were a lot of fun. Jerk. 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 I'm ready for you. Where are you gonna come from next? Ah. I was not ready for him. Let's heal. And dodge. Ah. Oh yeah, GoldenEye was phenomenal. Oh no, his attack pattern changed. Ah. I thought I dodged that third attack, but clearly not. Oh yeah, for sure. Ow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bonk. Hit him with the ult. I mean, yeah, the GoldenEye game is great. I still, like, I remember, like, trying to do the multiplayer for Everything or Nothing with my little brother, and it was an absolute nightmare. Because we were both young and bad at games in general. But also, like, we couldn't cooperate properly, which meant we were limited on where we could get in the story together. Because, you know, again, fairly young, like, we're siblings, we're not supposed to get along properly. Well, you are, but when you're growing up, you're not going to get along very well. And that's normal. Oh, God, that was our first real boss. What is this pain? I can't take it. No, I refuse to give it. This fight isn't over until... Is that the corruption it mentioned? It looks like loneliness. It's inside. Maybe I can help him if I do this. What? It's so dark in here, so lonely. I have to keep going. Leaders fight to the end. I can't lose. We've lost so much already. Wait. Oh, that would make sense. I might have to have a look at Nightfire as PC release. Alone? No. My people, yes. I must live. I must live to help them. Then pull yourself together. Your people need you and you need them. We are all alone. False. Lies and slander. What was that? That wasn't Torvido. Who could it be? But yeah, like, when I think back at the movies, like, all of them were, like, goofy and fairly campy, right? Up until you had, like, Brosnan's era, not Brosnan's era, up until you had Daniel Craig's era, where it was so very serious. And, like, don't get me wrong, Casino Royale was fun. But it kind of missed the point after that with, like, Quantum of Solace and the other ones where it was like, let's make everything miserable all of the time. Patient spirit, thy powers did their part extracting that foulness from the subject. But now he requires attention. Oh, he's supposed to be a capybara. Thou hast been a cruel leader, my child, to halt the flow of merchants to the city and to fight these travelers. Herald, forgive me. I can hardly remember the ascension, the embrace of light, the sudden pain. And then I was back here. I was supposed to bring back a fallen civilization, restore life to these woods. Instead, it's as if nothing had happened. I know no misfortune befell the Ascension, but certainly it was not thy fault. But now a debt is owed to these folk, especially the spirit. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's, like, the thing is, James Bond isn't a character that has to be a white actor. They just have to be a character that can portray well-educated. Because that's the point. The character was very well-educated and physically imposing. I'll be honest, I still think the Roger Moore era was probably my favorite when it came to the Bond films, but oh yeah, he also has to be British. Like, if Marvel can get away with refusing actors who auditioned for Captain America because they weren't American, we absolutely should have the same right for James Bond. I also don't know why we haven't had more of, like, the young Bond stuff in, like, TV and stuff, because we've had so many, like, iterations of young Sherlock recently, and by recently I mean in, like, the last 10-15 years, right? I'm surprised they haven't tried to do that with James Bond, because there is a good amount of storytelling of young Bond. Spirit, I am at your mercy. Well, that being said, like, just off the top of... Thank you for the hydrate, Foxy. Off the top of my head, like, the main popular one we keep seeing is people saying about Idris Elba. And Idris Elba, it wouldn't be a terrible choice for Bond. Nor would... Oh, what's his name? Drawing a blank. The actor who played Martian Manhunter in Supergirl. Also, thank you for the Wario laugh, Foxy. Promise not to attack people. You've caused harm, but we made it through. Others weren't so lucky. I say, promise not to attack any other visitors to Crinklewood. But in my aggression, I was only acting as protection line to keep you safe from interlopers. Piffle, you can't tell the difference between a threat and an innocent. Why, you deserve no such titles, sir. Very well. Do no harm to the unless they do harm first. I mean, again, it was a shame about MacGyver, because it was like the MacGyver reboot was fun. Especially because it's using updated science. Like, if you went back and watched old MacGyver now, you'd be like, yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, the science in everything they were doing was slightly wrong. But that was done deliberately so that people, you know, wouldn't do awful stuff. But yeah, I see your point. Like, I guess it's one of those that I feel like it has the potential to do well, but it's also not something that would get greenlit, because especially if you look at the source material, traditional Bond is not a character for the modern age. Stronger than the mist. The loneliness. How did you contain it? That's a complex question with an even more complex answer. Spirit, and thou, and thy allies have been through much today. What about... It seems to have halted for now, but what if that changes? A sensible concern, my child. While I must attend to other duties for now, fear not, I have plans to address my husband. I mean, that's fair. I suppose that's a reasonable issue to have. I mean, it does depend on who the other parent is, though, because black hair is a dominant gene, and I believe traditionally MacGyver was shown as being blonde, which is a recessive gene. So it makes... If the mother had dark hair, it would make sense for MacGyver's son to have dark hair. But yeah, it's very easy to lose a fan base when you put people in charge who don't care about a franchise. And if people aren't interested in the franchise, or worse, have a problem or distaste for its fan base, then you really have next to no hope. Because it was his fault, not yours, probably. Also, I have to go run back and turn in a quest. I'm gonna rest though, so that I don't just perish at the first fight that we encounter. Like, it's no different than how, like... Yeah. Yeah, they really didn't. Continuum was a lot of fun. But yeah, like something like Stargate, which has so much lore. Like, once you've gotten, like, a show like Stargate, where it's, as we said, it has a lot of lore, because you have the 10 plus seasons of the, like, main show. And then you have, like, 15, then you have the whole of what was behind Atlantis. And it just piles up, like, the more lore a show has, yeah, there comes a point where you have to disregard some of it, unfortunately. Because not everything is going to fit in a neat little basket like that. But, and the longer a show goes on, the more it's going to contradict its own lore. But that is not an excuse to disregard your existing fan base. And I think that's a big part of it. Especially, so like, yeah, because Stargate Origins had quite a few issues. I adored Stargate, especially SG-1. 1 pilot movie, 2 ending movies, 2 full series, 1 short series. Yeah, exactly. At least when... I just have to double check that I'm remembering which show I'm talking about. Yeah, that's it. Stargate Universe. That was the one I was thinking of. Right, so that's in the main town. But yeah, SGU, for the most, like, it had at least of all of the series, it had the most excuse to make stuff up because it was set in an entirely different galaxy on a ship that wasn't stopping. Admittedly, said ship needed a lot of work. One journal contained detailed sketch of combat stances. Will fencing sword town apprentice. Yeah, that was a tricky thing too, because there's so much going on at all times. Like, not in a bad way. There's just a whole lot. Wait, no. Unearthed coin. And then when we have the ghost in them, we'll do that. You have 2 points. You have 3 points. We get a new skill. Oh, that makes sense. Last 2 seasons overlap with Atlantis. Last season Atlantis overlaps with... Yeah, that actually explains a lot. I didn't think there was as much overlap as that, but now that you mention it, it does certainly make sense. Woohoo! We made it to the city! We're relatively safe now. Okay, we're in the town. Hey Mary, how you doing? Welcome in. We were just talking about Stargate, and how there was a lot of overlap. We got onto there after grumbling about after my complaining about how the most recent James Bond films feel like they take themselves too seriously. Oh, I'm sorry you were having internet troubles, Mary. Da Vinci, do you think Noelis will know anything about who I was? Or just what I am? Could be either. Why, even if he doesn't know anything firsthand, I'm sure in his many travels will have some sort of helpful information. I wouldn't count on that being a guarantee of him knowing everything, Bumblebun. Because the first Hammond class ship is complete. Oh yeah, you're right. I need to, maybe I should go back and watch this. Oh god, I have no, do I have the time to watch like 400, like it's got to be close to 300 hours, right? All of the Stargate combined. I don't know if I've got time to do that. I would love to, but I don't know if I'm going to have the time. Like, where is that? Where am I going to find the time to do that? Like, I definitely would love to, for sure. But, I suppose, wow, you seem quite well traveled yourself, and yet you don't seem to know much. Well, you see, like, there's 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis. Well, this is back when shows had like 4. Oh, wow. Okay, Captain Eagle just had the numbers on hand. Wonderful. Captain Eagle with the fact checked. We appreciate you here. I think so 300 hours wasn't a bad guess when I was doing rough maths in my head, because like we have, I want to say it's like 10 plus seasons of regular Stargate at 45 minutes an episode, ranging from like 15 episodes a season. You have 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis, and I want to say 2 seasons of Stargate Universe, which didn't hold my attention as much as I would have liked it to. Did you just insult me? I'm so sorry. I thought it would be humorous. I didn't mean any harm by it. Because I was about to say that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard, but never mind, I guess. Oh, blusters. My chance to impress Mr. Fox evaporated in an instant, alas. Okay. I also remember they kept saying that they were looking at trying to do a Stargate game, and they just never materialized in any meaningful way, which was too bad. So, Wisp, what was the thing you did to Tord... Okay, yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was more seasons with less episodes or less seasons with more episodes, but that makes a lot more sense. I have the box set for SG-1 as well on DVD. So, I am in prime position. I could host it from my PlayStation with my capture card. No, I can't be doing that. It'll take too damn long. We don't have that kind of time. Or maybe we do. No. Too damn long. Maybe? No. Unless... No, stop it. Yeah, like, I feel like it's prime material. Like, you do, like, maybe 5 or 6 worlds. You don't even need, like, that many planets, right? You just do big worlds. There was a game? Was there a Stargate game? I remember them looking at doing a mobile game and it fell flat. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by Stargate talk now. Oh, right, it was on Game Boy. Is that the one we're talking about? Yeah, the earliest Stargate game was a movie tie-in from 1994. And then there was one on the Super Nintendo. And then there was talk about them doing Stargate the Alliance, but it was cancelled. Stargate Worlds was supposed to happen and didn't. Oh, there is Timekeepers. I don't know if it ever got finished, though. Well, Stargate Timekeepers is apparently on Steam. Wait, you what? Stargate Timekeepers came out in 2024 to mixed reviews. It's an RTS game where you lead a team of specialists through a story-driven campaign set in the SG-1 universe, sneak your characters behind enemy lines, use and craft a perfect plan to unravel a time loop mystery, defeat the gold threat. I had no idea this existed. I'm so glad this conversation happened. It's got mixed reviews. Apparently it's not particularly well designed as an RTS stealth game. Oh god, it looks so clunky. It looks like it desperately wants to be an XCOM clone. Yeah, it looks very old XCOM game, not like pre-Firaxis XCOM. So Wisp, what was the thing you did to Tori for? At first I thought it didn't work, but he changed his tone after all. Guiding him to reason. I felt his pain, so I tried to join him, like I do you. He was lost, stuck in his past, so I tried to help him see reason. At first it worked. I felt a connection, then something pushed me out, but I think I reached his heart. Yeah, Noel has pulled his loneliness out, but that's why you got kicked out. Out of all of the people who have tried to kill us, he was definitely the toughest, so thanks. Okay. There's no map here, which is less helpful. But yeah, top-down games do sometimes struggle a lot, because I feel like a proper Stargate game would be fantastic as like a FPS. Or even a third-person shooter, Mass Effect style. Ooh, yeah, Square Enix or Capcom could do a pretty good job. If it weren't for Veilguard, I would have said BioWare could have done a good job. But Veilguard has ruined my faith in them to make a game that isn't politics first. You know? And that's too bad. But it has. Just my success, no doubt. Trying to destroy my future, but I want them found. Okay, we have to find who stole his quenchiest lemons. Let's explore some shops first. Ah, yes. Our shiny souvenir friend. Good sir, I was informed about a particular piece you might be interested in. Does this pendant strike your fancy? Nice gem. The works. I'll take it. Great doing business with you. Yeah. I think you're probably right there. A Far Cry like, that would be set on like one world, which would be fine. Because effectively you'd be playing like maybe two worlds. You'd effectively be playing like a movie. Let's check these other stores and see how everybody else is doing. Don't mind me, we're just stealing your stuff. How dare they steal his lemons? Hello, I heard you made scratch. Do you think you could go back and find my family heirloom? It should be in a vault down there. Here's a key. If you could get the heirloom back, I'd be ever so grateful. I think you'll know it when you see it. Oh, could you not send me on such a massive back quest? I mean, that's true. I feel like Ubisoft would do an alright job. But I also wouldn't trust them with the IP at the moment because of how they've handled their other, like their other first-party products. Like, I'm not opposed. I just don't think it would be quite what we want. Speaking of my asthma, do you plan on telling us exactly how you siphon the loneliness out of him? Well, that's my duty to call me. Such dark matters should be addressed in private. Meet me in the Chamber of Commerce and we shall speak further. He's really dodging that question. I don't trust him. Well, no else goes again. No answers, no patience. So much for being grateful to his rescuers. Come on now, he's the herald of the young one. You can't expect him to prioritize us over his duties. You understand, don't you, Ghost? It's unfair. To be fair, we need a first game before we look at a third game. But yeah, good point. Actually, you know who I think would handle Stargate really well would be Firaxis. If they did it like Enemy Unknown style. I think that would be quite interesting. I'm my own again. For now, at least. I stayed to go in. I saw them, but I locked them up. You go talk to him? That's where the army is. Maybe we should look into this. Okay, more side quests. Oh, this is the Chamber of Commerce. We don't want to be in here yet. Let's see if we can turn in the Quenchiest. No, we can't yet. We haven't found enough of these lemons. Ooh, stuff. Haircut specialist. We are losing market that we should make. The entire community has left 5-3. Let's stop making. Let's just make more slop. I mean, that's fair. We also, like, you can't tell me that we don't want a port, that the community doesn't want a Portal 3 as well. So many buttons. Why? Hello, child. Hopeless poet. Stranger, I could really use your help. But keep it down. I pride myself on being the premier poet. I'm madly in love with the most wonderful acrylic quill. I want to write them something truly spectacular, but I find myself with total writer's block. I desperately need inspiration, but I can't find anything. Alright, fine, we'll go and... Why don't you just ask for the antidotes, you friggin' nerd? Woohoo! We found Sapalin. Alright, let's keep going. Let's praise this only one. He could not tell me where my sister had gone, but he gave me wise direction. That's good for you. I'm glad you're resting, Sapalin. But yeah, that's true. Valve doesn't want to make doesn't like to do trilogies, because otherwise people will try and will want whole trilogy bundles. do. I had been meaning to look at Generation Zero, but it losing its support probably means it's probably not worth putting the money into right now. I did enjoy Chrome Hounds, but that's another throwback that probably is not going to do... We're probably not going to see another one because, you know, the Armored Core franchise exists. We found another special lemon. We need to find one more special lemon. Probably. Oh no, we're all by ourselves. We can't push these boxes out the way currently. Okay. I mean, that's probably fine. I don't know. Games that have like dailies and weeklies leave me feeling like, ugh, this is a chore rather than this is fun. Yeah, things are coming to me. So great to get larger context. Like I'm not alone in feeling the way I do. It helped so much. I'm sorry I was so shy before. Please take this. I'll never forget what you did. Okay. I guess we go and do the story now, so that we can explore better when we have our party members back. Pardon me for being pushy, but you promised we talk about who I am. Oh, okay. I mean, peer-to-peer is a little bit risky, but I can certainly see the appeal of it. I sought to announce the next champion here. The council members, but none are here. Okay, then maybe Da Vinci and I can help. Who are the people who are missing? There are 3 leaders. Arezio, Chantley, and Emile. Of course, Chantley owns the laundry, Emile the market, so we should look there. But Azario Sparks, I have no idea. We'll get started with our search right away. Does my heart much good. I wish thee luck, my children. I don't trust this mysterious bird man. I mean, I guess that's not too bad. Can we go in here? No, not yet. But yeah, a lot of games tend to overdo it with the weeklies, and it kind of makes them drag instead of being fun. So if it's just kill a certain number of machines a week, you'll be fine. Okay, it's still just a matter of time of finding time to have a look, but I certainly plan to. Is the door here then? No? What about, is it there? No, this isn't a laundrette, that's why. We want to try and find Arezio who owns the we want to find the chap who owns the market. He's not down there. Nope, we got no story quest in here. We're just going to explore shops and stuff so we can find things. Because I'm also not doubling back with just one character, because that's way too risky for business. Okay, so we can't go in this way because we're on our lonesome right now, which is has an interest. It has an irony all of its own. We're looking for a rabbit person. No, we're not. We're looking for a capybara type person for one of them, because that would be the Bond button. Does this just tell me if I look at this map? It doesn't. Yay. Okay, so I know one person is at one of the people we need is at the laundry. It's told us that much. I believe is this building, maybe? Yeah. We task you for rewards, that's bonus resources. Okay. So it just speeds up the building and crafting process. Okay, that's our first one done. That's our one quest. Yeah, so we need one more special lemon. One of them apparently owns the market, so we have to see. We go up this way. Talk to the kid, maybe the kid will know. Oh, freaking robots everywhere. This isn't okay. Oh, sir, are you alright? No, I'm not alright. These heckin' robots are swiping my supplies. Don't worry, we'll handle this. Up we go. Time to fight some robots. This could be interesting. So you said the robots were swiping your supplies, but there's no robots up here. So is this your home? Oh, we have to go round and down. Okay. Wow, that's a heckin' lot of robots. Shoo, you awful oil-leaking rusty menaces, shoo. Trummelings. Hello, an important person is in danger here. Get rid of these things and I'll make it worth your while, I swear. Hold on, we'll be right there. I have to 1v3 these guys? Fine. Just know you guys asked for this. Yeah. A lot of games have that problem though, where like studios don't want to risk too much of their budget trying to push it, but at the same time ignore the fact that they have a good concept that they greenlit in the first place. Mr. Costume Miller. Oh, sir, we actually came to... Let's go to announce the next chosen. What? The Herald's already here? I wanted my good suit. Oh well, stupid robots. Let's tear it, I'm off. Okay. Yeah, some people really are too keen to make a good first impression. Now we just have to figure out where Arezio is. Okay. The only place I haven't checked is the big house. Well, that's because I didn't think I could get in the big house, but we'll see. Okay. Do we know where I can find Arezio? Are you going to tell me? I would love to hurry this up for you, but I don't know where to find Arezio. Not in the shop. He's not in that shop. He's not around this corner. We know that much. We know about the laundrette already. Is he in the restaurant, maybe? No? Where is this fool? That's incredible. honestly. Starting with 6 devs to produce something like Generation Zero is like, it's genuinely impressive. I guess there's only like 2 places left it could be, so let's go to those places. Okay, I don't have another option. Oh, there he is. Let's go meet Orezio. Mr. Von Traum, Noella's Ark is waiting for you in the Chamber of Commerce. To announce the next chosen. Oh, who are you supposed to be? Who are you supposed to be? Don't answer, I don't care. After what happened last time, I highly doubt people would be hyped about new chosen. I will listen to the holy blabberer. How rude. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of games that grow into doing well. Is big studios are like, no, I'm not going to greenlight your passion project. He's going to send me to go and gather the other champions, isn't he? Are you heckin' kidding me? Please calm thyself, Von Traum. I thought choosing Torvido was enough of a slight, but now my own miscreant of a son. Arizeo. Please, Arizeo, I know how difficult this can be, but it might end up being for the best. How'd you figure? What if he puts those horrible robots in charge when he ascends? Wait, his son is robots. My friend Ran is Arazio's wayward son? How would you even tell him? He's been holed up in Trommelporter for ages now. I don't know. I don't know what the only one is playing at. But they're only going to be disappointed by my son. That's all he does is disappoint. Damn. That's harsh, man. You gotta treat your kids better than that. We'll go meet him. We'll go tell him. Just give me somebody I can take with me. You know? Don't worry, Ghost. I'll find the new champion. We're gonna have to go purge him, aren't we? We're gonna have to go and find him by ourselves. I think I should do some side quests and get some more levels. Game called Out of War. Made by a crew of mod creators. Those who made mining mods for farming them. I would completely believe that. And like not even in a negative way, just like that genuinely sounds like something a mod team would do. I want to see if I can find some more people. Ugh, fine. I can't go without Mr. Fox. It's too dangerous. I don't know where Mr. Fox has gone, but Out of Ore sounds like it would be fun. After all, we did have a blast when we all got together and played not Forever Skies. What's it? The other one. No Man's Skies. Okay. Oh, no need for that. Your boss and I are good friends. Incorrect password. User not identified. Entrance denied. Sparks, could you at least give us a hint? Request approved. Providing hint. Password is boss's favorite plant. Didn't that robot mention their boss's stuff at their former place of residence? Perhaps there'll be clues. Von Traum Manor. Yes, let's hurry and get to it before the robots break through it. With a funny mineable map that there is... Oh, that has no locked areas. Ooh, that is fun. That also kind of reminds me of Planet Crafter. Alright, time to beat up some robots. Alright, let's get this combat going. Or not. Maybe they won't bother with it. Sparks, that was distressful. That was stressful. I hate being so brash. Now we have to... Now, what have we here? That looks like a cactus. We got all the information we need. Let's head back with the password. Ooh. Alright, let's use our password powers to try and get to the realm of robots. Oh, you again? Do you require repetition that this area is restricted? Because it is. So we have the password. It must be cactus. Alright, that is correct. You do not need to fancy up your response. You are hereby granted entrance to Tromportia. In provisional fashion, please move along. And the red mist or whatever it is flew into his staff, just sucked up like a milkshake. Concentrated loneliness, a significant concern. You're sure the spirit caused this rejection from Torvido? Okay. That sounds pretty fun. Yeah, but I don't think he knows what he did. It was just a natural reaction, almost instinctive. An instinct to exile loneliness from a former champion? I think you should stay with them a while longer. Great, the bun will be thrilled, but it's not the loneliness guild I need to watch my back for anyway. Exactly. Alright, we're gonna get Mr. Fox back fairly soon. He's gonna show up and save us, I bet. Okay, so you have to actually build the processing plants and go from there. That sounds good. This music kind of reminds me of like the Ogre Bandit theme songs from Digimon World. Okay, cool. Informal. Well, halt. Further access is restricted for Trumlings only. Don't you pull faces at me. Trumlings are individuals who have successfully passed tests and not embarrassed themselves in the attempt. Ooh, yeah, Echoes of Aincrad does come out this year. I'm torn on that because I will be truthful with you. This is going to be a very controversial anime take. I feel a lot of Sword Art Online a lot of the Sword Art Online stories are kind of overrated. And this is going to get me some hate, but I just like. Don't get me wrong. I watched the first anime after people like prompting me for ages. I was like, I don't care for it. It just didn't hold my interest. So I was like, that's fine. You do you. But I feel like overall, as like a collective anime, it's overhyped, man. Echoes of Aincrad is a Sword Art Online game where you play as like one of the players in the original story, trying to make your way through, survive to the end. Yeah. So it sounds like it's a lot of fun, but I'll be honest, like, yeah. Which is part of what makes it sound like it would be interesting, because that style of game sounds fun. It feels like it's probably going to be kind of Souls-like. No problem, Mr. Trumlings won't let us through unless we prove our worthiness. Your toughness will be thoroughly measured. If you meet our standards, you'll be registered as a Trumling. If not, ejection into the rejection pit, which is full of sharp things. We're not afraid of sharp things, and above all, with the lonesome guild back at full power, we should be unstoppable. Very well. I am the Trommel Master. I will be administering your tasks. Please follow. Okay, into mechanical hell. Let's see what we're dealing with in machine hell. Response. We go. Okay, we're gonna have to fight regular trommelings. No, we're not. Cool. You're not gonna start picking fights with us just yet. Oh, rest point. Love to see it. A nature of memory. Memory is a funny thing in general. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Misha, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping it. Easy there, Bumblebun. Just because something's got memories doesn't make them alive, any more than being without would make them dead. Oh, come on! I'm sure there's a good reason one would want to possess memories without it being proof of sentience. Well, what do you say, Wisp? What do you want to find out about your past? I want to know, was I a good person? And if I wasn't, I'd want to know why. To try and make amends somehow. Quite noble of you, Ghost. To resolve in death to right the wrongs committed in life is impressive. At any rate, regarding the Trumlings, I believe there's yet another thing that makes them unique. Just like their dedication to terrible manners.
We would like to buy one child, please!
That was a good one. Yeah, I forgot that was part of the Sword Art Online Abridged. Were you looking for that this whole time, Captain Eagle? So we're going to be tested on our toughness? What do you think that will involve? Combat, obviously. That's about all these things are equipped for. I'm not entirely sure of that. Rand could have moments of deep thoughtfulness. We could be quite surprised. The so-called Trommel Master asked us for a password. Do you think there will be more riddles? Good point. Perhaps if we can handle spicy foods or having rude things yell at you. What do you think, Mr. Fox? I still say it's combat all the way, but if you want to practice having rude things said to you, I'm sure I'm more than happy to help train you. Have a few chokers. Saving your verse. Yeah, that tracks. That was always that's one of the things we could always count on Captain Eagle for, is just like some of the most outrageous blurps known to man.
Out of all the planets in our solar system, the only one I'm interested in exploring is Uranus.
Oh. Yep. If ever you're in stream with us, you hear from, or you're listening to my stream and you hear something, you're like, what in the everluck is that? It's probably Captain Eagle hitting us with a surprise blurb. Ah, well, it's famous. This alto Austrian opera. I'm hardly singing it at all, I must admit. You're looking a little off, Da Vinci. Are you sure you're all right? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just a bit homesick for Alto Stratus. It's been some time since I've been there. Sometimes I worry I'm forgetting things about it. But you've been so busy. It makes sense some things would be harder to recall, right? Why, yes, quite right. Busy with our quest, and my brain is so stuffed with things to do, it's a wonder I remember any lyrics at all. Absolutely. And don't worry, you'll get back to Alto Stratus. I know it. It means a lot to me that you're helping me so much. I promise I'll help however I can. Thank you, Ghost. That means a lot to hear you say it. Right. Da 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 da. Oh, we're on the wrong person, that's why. Aerial corkscrew. Summon a turret. Yes. I need this. And now I save my points for magical aura, so then I can get aerial corkscrew. Yes. Never talk back to Master Chief. Yes, I am British, Eagle. That was a bit of an odd sequitur. Is everything alright, man?
British people be having sex like, yes, splendid. Ah, indeed, scrumptious. Carry on. Good heavens, I'm arriving.
We don't have the character who likes plants yet. That was definitely a good one. I can't say that has been my experience, but now that I know that seems to be expected of us, I will be sure to keep that in mind when it comes time to mess with people. Oh, what a carefully marked out combat arena. Prepare for your first trial. Oh dear, I hope it isn't something horrible. It's combat! Oh, don't worry, it's probably combat. Your first trial is combat. Oh, I thought you said not to worry. What do you think they were going to do? Charge us to a cook-off? They're robots. The traveling must be tough and ready for anything. Thus, let combat begin. Oh, nope, don't want him to explode. At least not in my face. That would be that would be unfortunate. You gotta make sure you're asking first before you explode in people's faces. That's very uncalled for. Can't be doing that without giving a warning. Nope. That's fair. Ooh, that sounds like that'd be a good film. I assume it's a film, not a TV show. Or an anime. Combat trial completed. Winners are the newcomers. Yeah, we did great. Yes! We are victorious! Take that, you rude jankers! You rude junkers! Error. Smack talk is only prohibited to those who approve them. Permitted for those who approve it themselves. Prepare for your next trial. Trial number 2 is going to be more combat, isn't it? Before you get it. Oh. An anime film, a cry film, but still an anime film. Okay. I'm not sure this is going to end well, but we'll see. Do 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 do. Okay, and then we use both our the combined power to weigh down the last trap and open this other door and claim a flower. That was a pain in the nose. Ooh, more magic damage. I'm actually going to use this on our friend here to up the power of our turrets. Once we unlock our turret power. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. I might have to give it a look when I get a chance. I don't think there was a room this side, was there? No. There was a side quest, though. You've succeeded in combat trials, but a true trembling uses their mental powers as well. Can you pass this test? Excellent. Your question is, what useful object is described? Also, you have to find clues before you guess. Error, not all clues have been collected. Continue searching. Okay. You've not given me anything to work with here, buddy. We'll come back to you. Go find clues for what? What? Like, that's a deeply unhelpful description for a quest. More frightening, isn't it? Let me finish, Challenger, or face the ejection pit. May I remind you, it's full of sharp things. The next challenge is more combat. I'm a fully articulated Lego bot. You know what? Sure. Bye, guys. We'll refill the alt gauge in no time. Boom. That's how we do. Let's combat round 2. Challenge completed. Impressive skill. I especially liked when you did that one thing. It was legit cool. Well, thank you. Does that mean we're honorary trumlings now? Haha, no. There are more trials ahead. Oh, okay, that makes sense now. That is not what I needed that to do, but sure. There's no other angle to push it. Okay. Oh, I see. There's a lot of graffiti on the floor that doesn't really help anything, but... when you have it, everything is said to look like something...
are holes in the
something
road. So what am I supposed to call the holes in a man? Besides delicious.
Thank you for the bits, Captain Eagle. That was another good one. You have passed the previous trial. Hello, Trumling. I desire your aid for a quest of self-improvement. My current state of locomotion is less than satisfactory. Oh no, is your wheel not working? Can we help you in any way? Correct. I require oil for the transport procedure, a spare wrench, and a self-improvement book, just because. Alright, fine. We'll go find you your collection of random jank. Maybe. If I decide I feel like it, I will find you this stuff. Okay, Okay, so it's different robots that give us the clues as we go. Okay. At least that helps me with the other side quest that I was in the process of doing. Stuff. That's the self-improvement book. Oh, this is where I'll find all the things for his quest. Or its quest, I should say. Because I don't know. It's a robot, so I shouldn't assume its gender. That would be rude. We found the self-improvement book, though. I quite like those. They're usually quite helpful. Thank you for the hydrate. Come on. That's the old wrench. Before you get mad at me, Amisha, I said wrench. But yeah, I want to go back to a story that I was telling some people when, because I started telling the story last year and got sidetracked. Because I briefly explained what I meant when I refer to people as some people as shiny. And it's not derogatory in any way, it just means that they've not picked up the usual scuffs and dents. And it doesn't mean that that person can't shine in their own way. It's just they're less shiny. But I have discovered that I am like I was talking to Amisha about this, and we realized that our group of friends we know in real life are far less shiny than the people I seem to like. I don't expect people in a lot of streaming communities to be particularly shiny. But I realized just how wrong I was the other day in a voice call where I'd made a joke about an incident where someone had come at me with a knife, and I'd freaked them out, especially when I revealed after that that wasn't my first relatively close encounter. And, you know, the freak out that it ensued amused me, because I realized just like, because the thing is, these are stories that I have told these friends, and their reaction were like, yeah, this sounds like another Wednesday for you, right? Maybe not quite that understated, but like it was, yeah, you're fine now, so it can't have been that bad, right? Which was not the reaction we got, especially not because they found out in fairly quick succession about the various ways that I have discovered my talent in being just generally difficult to get rid of. And so, you know, I mentioned the couple of instances of poisoning and things like that, and I should put that one in context as well, because that always freaks people out. So the first one was the more recent of the two was mercury poisoning, which happened while I was on holiday in Turkey. That's because you have dibs. An object can get things in and out of tight spots depending on the end you use. Yeah, so I was in Turkey, and we were in a restaurant in Antalya, and I was having, I can't remember what it was called, but some sort of curried lamb, and that was the last memory I have before waking up in the hospital and being told that I had mercury poison, that I was being treated for mercury poisoning. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Lamb is not a food that is traditionally associated with being high in mercury. Yeah, that's very true. It's for sure somebody's fault. Ooh, I don't know what Trommel Bomb does, but that sounds impressive. But yeah, there's like, and this all started because I made a joke about being British, and yeah, I know who you mean. I made a joke about being British and as such knowing what being stabbed feels like, because this was a largely American group, and they're like, and then they made a comment about, yeah, well, of course, yeah, in the same way that because I'm American, I know that being shot kind of sucks. It's like, well, yeah, but I wouldn't say it's worse. It's just different. It doesn't. I wouldn't say it hurts worse, but it hurts different. And then, like, that one joke spiraled out, and I traumatized like 8 people in a VC. Like, are you serious right now? Yeah. A lot of pain is like that, in that it would, like, maybe hurt worse. It hurts different, not worse, in most cases. We estimated that at least one of you would end up in the rejection pit by now. But upon review of the results, you may be suitable for the title of Trummeling. Almost. More combat. Let me guess. We have to fight again. Correct, but I will make it a more difficult challenge, and we are excited to see what you do. Begin the final fight. But yeah. Oh jeez, my health is low. Ow, I rolled the wrong way. Can you stop respawning these robots? They're a pain in the ass. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That's my first death. We'll try that again. Fortunately, for the power of autosaves. Because I'm not entirely sure how you manually save in this game. Do. Oh. Oh, I've been pinged in a server that I don't normally look at. That's why I was confused. I mean, you're not wrong. I didn't say I'm indestructible. I just said difficult to get rid of. Decidedly different things. Let's meddle with our inventory, shall we? Because our equipment's not quite where it should be. We don't need to raise magic on you. Oh no, we do. No, we need to do Da Vinci's equipment first. No, that's fine. What's the Trommel Bomb do? Oh. Sure. Why not? That's fair. Yeah, we're aware. We've seen this cutscene. Let's be smarter about how we fight this. Nope. Nope. Okay. The bomb dash is a lot more useful than I had anticipated. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a deliberate vibe that they were going for. Get blasted, robots! No. Nope, dodging that. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, dodge. Bonk. There we go. What part's the sentence? The bomb power-up makes a real difference. I knew we'd make it. Can we see the boss now? Error. Boss is unreachable. Has been devoured by monster. Attempts at communication unanswered. What? Devoured? Correct. But if you attempt to dislodge him from the devouring object, your odds of success are incredibly remote. You'll leave me to figure out. Alright, I guess I'll have to go back to the VOD and listen to it at some point. Okay, he's my friend. I'll have to help him. Whoa, now that is some proper toughness. I give you full access to Tromportia. Your mission, locate and engage the monster. Alright, let's go save Ram. That's fair. I should probably look at going for a sleepy time myself. It is 11:45 after all. Okay. Oh, this place already feels like it's gonna suck. Grammar nerd time. It is both a noun and a verb. Okay. Okay. I don't know what the puzzle code is for this room is the trouble. Okay, so we do get teleport. I just have to figure out where the hints are so we can try and go from there. So I don't think brute forcing it is the answer. As tempting as it might be. Okay, so that needs two platforms at least, to open that one. And then we open one of these gates to let us through. Oh, that opens that way up. First allowed hint. There is a puzzle to unlock the next door. Oh, thanks. Second allowed hint. When the boss likes a symbol, he goes big. Okay, so we're looking for a big painting of one of these images. No, that's a different quest. Okay, so we're looking for the skull. Maybe for all of them? Yeah, because that would make sense, because then the puzzle is getting to each of these. I mean, it's worth a shot at least. I could be wrong, and they might not all be skulls, but it's certainly worth a try. Doo-doo. Okay, cool. So we found the where we needed to go. Okay, before that though. Alright, and then onwards to glory. Get to rush through here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna go jumping on that, so that's too bad. I'm in too many servers on Discord, I'll be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of these communities are wonderful. I'm just in too many for my brain. Oh, you have a side quest for me. What's the side quest? Hello, Tromling. Your combat skills are quality, but they are not super ultra awesome. Do you believe you can reach that level? Yes. Fantastic. Then prepare yourself accordingly for the super ultra awesome mega combat level testing. We're going to trigger the rest, and that will trigger a save when we do this talk. So, why does your friend have all this set up anyway? The robots, the gate, the complex, what's it for? Well, unfortunately, it's true that Corlum suffered in the past from multiple raids, but the town started a non-aggression pact ages ago. When the enemies come by, the villagers hide and let the raiders take what they want. Ran said he was frustrated with the idea, so he built this to keep enemies out and protect the town. I can respect that. A lot braver than those villagers, just letting the cowardice control them. You care about something, you fight for it. Just one person building all this? Impressive. Even if it looks like a dump. I will pass on the compliment. And refrain from telling him the latter comment. Okay, so that should save it now? If I hit exit to title, will it save? Yes, cool. So we're going to save it. Thank you everybody for stopping in. This game has been an absolute blast. Let's have a look and see who else is live. So that we can share the love around. Ooh, I know exactly who to raid out to. We are going to go and visit Chipmunk, who is talking about their first day at their new job. Because that way I can jump in for a little bit and experience sleepy time after. Hopefully you'll all come with me and we can enjoy we can share the joy with Chip, because I had been meaning to ask. I did ask them how they went, but they've had a busy day from the sounds of it. I think they probably got home and went live straight away because I've not heard back from them. So we will be raiding out in about 2 minutes. I don't know if you made it for Repo when we were playing with Chip the other night, Mary. She's good fun, and also like she's a very nice model too. But yeah, we're gonna raid on out and wish her luck, and I hope she had a good day.